50. Oh, no, it's 4.
I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
Friday, like a pedophile at his computer desk, watching Rebecca smile. I go the extra mile, the marathon's 27th mile, then I hit the ice cold beverage aisle. I got a cast iron liver, and I would rather drown my sorrows than cry a river. I use my brain like you use a plane flight ticket. Now I'm in a place where all the fences are white picket. The only way it might get disturbing is if you're bothered by the sound of light cricket chirping. I just let it soak in like Robitussin about the fast-paced rat race, there's no discussion. I'm just trying to get into the proper mood, remix of everyday life, chopped and screwed. What can I do to get the weekdays behind me? Watsky, remind me, thank you kindly.
Monday in the nutsack, wedgie Wednesday's butt crack. I'm coming hard for Friday, and if you're not, get the fuck back. Kick Monday in the nutsack, wedgie Wednesday's butt crack. I'm coming hard for Friday. You're not, get the fuck back. Compared to mine, all testicles, hecka small. Mine crack walls like a wrecking ball. Shine when my checker draws fall. Y'all's the ornaments fit for a porno flick. Time to deck the halls. I'm glad it's all finished. The week was all business, but now I'm chillin', sprawled out with a tall Guinness. I'm gonna set the world record for the funnest time ever had on the planet, so everybody call Guinness. I swear a lot, this ain't Fisher-Price. If I'm a bad influence, then here's some great advice. Kids, don't be a dickweed. Appreciate the shit out of the present moment and be fucking nice. I whistle weird for the tune of it. If they all did, it'd ruin it. We spent 2 months on this here bluegrass folk rock hip hop album because we really felt like doing it. So everybody, kick Monday in the nutsack, kick it wedgie Wednesday's butt crack. I'm coming hard for Friday, and if you're not, get the fuck back. Kick Monday in the nutsack, real hard, wedgie Wednesday's butt crack. I'm coming hard for Friday. You're not, get the fuck back. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm an American. I put my work in, and when my work's done, it's time for Perkin. Hey, let's invite the vultures down to have a drink. They must be getting tired of doing all that circling, cause it's the world's end. We're overheat-elated, and from what I hear, we're also overpopulated. So there's no room, or we'll just explode soon. So let's get inebriated and forget what we created. So I've been thinking, we should have a big party for all humans, and even women, ladies. For the dumb southerners, the lazy Mexicans, the Arabs, and the coloreds and their peckers, and the cheap Jews, which is me too. I'll even treat you. But just this once, because nothing's free, dude. And when the fiery end comes, we'll burn up quicker, because we're full of liquor. So everybody, kick Monday in the nutsack. Don't be afraid, just wind up and do it. Kick Monday in the nutsack. We gotta run and start, come on now, son. Kick Monday in the nutsack. Family jewels, come on. Kick Monday in the nutsack. Don't be afraid, it's the American thing to do. Kick Monday in the nutsack. Tuesday too, why the hell not? Kick Monday in the nutsack.
Let me ask you something. When you come in on Monday and you're not feeling real well, does anyone ever say to you, sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays?
No. No, man. Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
And a happy Monday to you all. Welcome to the Ironworx right here on freeworld.fm. Maybe. Definitely on YouTube. Reasonably certain. Just never can tell these. I just don't trust much of anything that goes on technologically here in the studio.
I'll second that motion.
Now, if I had musical Tourette's, I too would second that emotion.
What are you guys doing on a Monday?
What's up, Jonathan? Oh, didn't we tell you? We now do Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and you cover Tuesdays and Thursdays? I thought we might have mentioned that.
Although we might be switching here in a minute.
Yeah.
You know what's so crazy? I totally forgot, and I just happened to be listening to Free World FM this morning for the.
And we're actually going out over there? Sweet. Like I said, I just never can tell. With this super, super sensitive silence detector and our love of dramatic pauses, sometimes the music kicks over and then it's just the music, or it's both of us, or hell, you just never can tell.
Here, is this better? Am I in real time now?
I think that's a little better.
Yeah. You don't sound like Vader now. Oh, what's going on, Jonathan?
I feel like I'm getting feedback in, oh, wait a minute. I know why.
Because you still have Free World on?
I still have the radio station playing.
Rookie mistake.
Well, I'm glad to know we're actually going out, though. But yeah, that was George Watsky was the name of that artist. It was Watsky and Modi.
No, wait. I can't hear you through Skype. Hold on a second. My Skype settings are all screwed up.
Yeah, that's Skype for you. Watsky and Modi featuring Wax. Kick Monday in the nutsack.
Good way to start the week.
Yeah. If anything, it got me bouncing a little bit. That's always a good thing to get the blood moving.
Yeah.
Okay.
How's that? Any better?
Now I can hear you perfectly.
Yeah, perfect. Plus, I hadn't heard that song in a hot minute, so that was nice.
Do me a favor. Can you call me later? Because I have a couple technical questions trying to get Angel on with me along with guests and stuff, and I'm trying to figure out the best format to get everybody on at once when I have a guest speaker.
Gotcha.
Or if I should just all do it through Skype exclusively.
I would do it through Skype. Like
that's what I'm thinking.
The only reason we use Skype is just because it's one platform where we can all gather. Then whatever output we have for Skype is the one we set to the.
Well, let me ask you this real quick. Is there a way to port over a Google voice call to Skype, or do I have to just get a Skype phone number, just pay for it $5 a month? For callers to call in.
So there's a way to do it. I think you'd have to get a mixer. That's how I do it. Google, sometimes the drivers, I think, for Google are a little wonky, so the sound for Google doesn't always port over automatically the way it should. So I have to basically give it its own output for the flatline, for that Google voice number, and then run actual physical audio cable from that output into my mixer.
What?
Yeah. Then that gets all mixed with my microphone and with my soundboard and everything else. So it all then goes into that one audio input, that USB.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it's a fucking, like I said, you'd be surprised. It's hard for me to really talk anybody through any sort of audio issues because of the bass backwards way that I've got mine set up.
You know, I wish it would just like all port through Windows environment, because you're using the software anyway, right? Everything's working through Windows. Now you have to pick this, like I have to actually set it up for Yeti mic and then plug my headphone into the Yeti mic. That's why my Skype wasn't working this morning. I still had it configured that way. But with that, I can hear Angel and I can hear the guest using Skype, and it's perfect. And it goes out perfect.
There are programs that will allow you to set it up virtually, sort of on the machine. And it gets so confusing for me because I'm not very smart. So I have to use like physical fucking things that I can touch so I know what's going where and which direction it's going. But Voice Meter or Voice Meter Banana.
Okay.
Same program, one's just sort of an upgraded, fuller version. This has been a while, so things may have changed, but you could probably find it no problem with Voice Meter Banana. And that's a program that'll allow you to route audio that way by itself. And then I think you have an option for a virtual audio cable, so you can just plug it all into that one audio cable, route that one audio cable to your out, and use that out for your broadcaster.
So you still have to use a physical wire? Like I have to use like maybe...
But like you said, if with Voice Meter or Voice Meter Banana, they give you the option of a virtual audio cable.
Okay, that's what I'm going to do then. I see it right now. I'm looking at it. Okay, I'm going to download it and try it.
There's a learning curve, but there's lots of videos out there walking you through it.
Do we have a test server so before we go on the show we can try out settings?
No.
Can we get one?
I don't know about that. I mean, basically,
you know what I'm saying? Because once you hit play and once you go into the broadcast of the show, you can't change any of your audio settings on the fly. You're committed to that stream.
Right.
If they could set it up on the server or wherever they have it, I don't know if it's remote or whatever, but if they had a test server, that'd be great for testing that out. Because Skype does that when you want to test your setup, right? It'll say test and it'll play you a sound loop and testing 1 2 kind of thing. Just some suggestions. I mean, I just want to make sure this is, going out top notch.
Yeah, I think that would be like the actual software, the broadcast using this tool, the butt. That would be a butt thing for them to be able to test it before you press that live button.
Do we have to use buttons specifically for this setup, for this station?
There's a few other ones out there you can get and or pay for.
Okay.
Mix is, like I said, if I had a computer that would operate it, Mix would be probably the ideal one that I would do, just because we are playing at least a few songs, and you can set up playlists and make shit real simple and automated with this program. And it's just Mix is the name of the program, but it's got 3 X's in it.
Oh, Mix, yeah.
It's like a virtual DJ table.
Free DJ mixing software app. Oh, cool. All right. I'll try it. I'll try all these.
That's fun. Yeah. Once you learn Mix can be a lot of fun because you can start mixing and matching beats, and it can be some really fun stuff as far as music production goes too.
Cool. And I don't want to steal the show, but I just want to ask, while on here real quick, how did the thing go in New York? I couldn't make it for Billy Ray and the gang. Yeah, I've still not spoken to him, so I'm not quite sure.
Oh. I know he's really super busy with school and with, well, not school much anymore, but with work and getting all his new work and new job and everything situated and getting all that lined up. So, I've still not spoken to him. It's been several weeks since I've spoken to Billy Ray, but so we're just flying by the seat of our pants too. You know what? You want to do a fucking test run? Do it Monday, Wednesday, or Fridays in the morning. Be an ideal time to. I don't think I'd have to surrender, I guess.
Yeah, fair enough.
But other than that, I'm not sure that we're still officially launched yet. I don't get that impression. So, as far as I'm concerned, all of this is test. That's why I wanted the soft launch before the main one, because we're all still just testing. I don't know how many other hosts are actually putting shows out, or how much of this is just the same automated music that plays prior to us coming in. I'd be real curious.
Well, I had two guests on already. I had Joseph Foster and I had Dr. Bruce Cornett. I'm going to put the audio up for Bruce. One was about ufology and dinosaurs and ancient discoveries. That's the guy that worked for NIDS. And then Joseph Foster was instrumental to getting Bellworx done here. And he knows that guy's got such a background. I didn't realize he came over for coffee. The stuff that he was telling me offline, he let me record with the phone. Holy shit, bro. Like, he used to work for the FBI for the Securities Exchange. And I said, oh, you got top secret clearance? He goes, I had top secret crypto. And yeah, he's had a background with UFOs and all different things as well. Navy guy. Really interesting past, man. I got a lot of it. It was on air on my show 2 weeks ago.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, so I got some good guests coming up ahead. I don't want to disclose them yet until I actually confirm on their dates.
Right on. Yeah, I probably should be recording these. I'm not sure these are getting recorded anywhere.
You don't hit the record button on your, because Bud has a record feature. That's how I've been doing it.
Yeah, Bud does. So does OBS.
Okay.
I just don't.
Does it go out over YouTube? Do you have it streaming?
We do, but because we play music through the station, that the YouTube broadcasts don't necessarily stay up.
Oh shit. Oh yeah. How do I do that? How do I tie in if I want to start a YouTube channel eventually when I get listeners?
That's something we're still working on too. I know Billy Ray really wants stuff that is like at least something that is freeworld.fm exclusive. So because,
its own individual channel, not our own breakout channels.
Or, well, exclusive to the station. So if you want to hear it, you got to go to the station. Right.
I see what you're saying.
As opposed to saying, well, I'll just go pick it up on YouTube. He's trying to drive at least some of that traffic to the website. So, like, even if we do a best of show, I think that would count as like exclusive. If we could just run it on a Wednesday or a Friday morning, so we could take a day off.
Well, he'll put it in the mix then, in the jukebox.
Well, every show should be in the jukebox once you do it. But then, like, I'll take the week's shows or take old shows or a combination of the two and do some best of stuff and run 2 hours of best of, and we can just drop that in there, play that on a Friday morning. Yeah. And then.
All right, but we don't have it set up where people can pull up the individual broadcaster and look at their archives or their weeks like the other station, right?
Right, not yet. That's
not yet.
Yeah, that'll all be tied in through SoundCloud.
Oh, so, cool. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be hosted on SoundCloud. It's not necessarily going to be look like it's on SoundCloud, but that's where they're going to be hosted. So they will be hosting archive footage there with like one or two of your most recent ones. I think on the physical server for the station for that jukebox. And then if people want to go back and go through the archives, they'll be there on SoundCloud, and you can, I think, then upload older stuff there.
And one other thing, are they going to try to go out over iHeart? Because if not, he should give them an address. If he has a physical location address and it's considered a radio station, he can go on radio.garden, which shows you all the radio stations from all around the globe. It's like it shows you actually a picture of the globe, and you spin it, and there's little green dots, and you can search by genre and so on. So it's a really cool app. I use it all the time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Once I make contact, I will definitely mention it. But I believe the plan is to pick up on the other stuff and get rebroadcast.
You know what's interesting? When you look at that globe that they use for the server, to spin the Earth and all that, you can actually zoom in on it like a satellite, similar to Google Earth, right? And there's some detail, but more interesting, the company that designed that, I started looking at it, I was like, wow, this is pretty robust, right? It was a company called Cesium, and they work with the NRO, the National Reconnaissance Office, and from that I was like, some really interesting clients on here. So anyway, it's good to hear your voice, man. I like I said, I didn't even think you were going to come on. I was like, wait a minute, what day is it? This is refreshing for a Monday.
We keep doing it on Monday as well. What day is it?
What day is it?
So you're not doing Tuesdays and Thursdays anymore. That's out.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, we never were doing Thursdays. It's always been Tuesdays and Fridays.
I mean, Tuesdays and Fridays. Yes, correct. Okay.
So we're still Friday mornings. Still Friday mornings, but yeah, we dropped Tuesdays and did Mondays and Wednesdays.
Well, in case the listening audience doesn't know, this is Jonathan from Jersey, also from Perceptions Talk Radio, here on Free World FM on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, 7:30 to 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. How's that? Feels good to be back, man.
Right. I love it. Glad to have you. It's always nice to have Perceptions Talk Radio back up. But you know what? Not for nothing. I also saw that Reperceptions was back up and running, doing stuff out there on YouTube. It was a channel. I'm pretty sure he was a fan of yours as well. I'm pretty sure he even spoke up.
Reperceptions or repercussions?
Reperceptions is the name of the YouTube channel and the name of the show that he's been putting out. He's been on the channel for a little bit. We've not seen him in chat for a while, but
he has a YouTube channel called Reperceptions?
Reperceptions, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, shit, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought so too. And I think it was just sort of, again, a nod to you, as I recall, and your show.
Reperceptions.
But it's been a few years.
I see a Perceptions podcast from some lady in Spain. If you ever find a link to it, let me know. I'd love to check it out.
I imagine it can't be that hard.
Yeah. It's all about perceptions. You know what? Who's this guy? There's a guy called Aware World or something, or Aware something.
No.
He seems to attack the flat Earth community.
I got nothing.
You know what I'm talking about? Okay.
No.
I'll have to find him. He made a comment on something that I posted, and then I realized he was anti. I guess it would be that we were the second or third wave. You know, Mark Sargent and Patricia and David and everybody. Guy had some of his notions were so wild it was crazy. And I was cracking up because he was listening to, those undisclosed conversations I had with Mark and Patricia that time. Uh-huh. He was breaking it down and making these conclusions that were like way the hell out there. He's thinking I'm Mark's handler and all this other crazy stuff, and I'm laughing at myself as I'm listening to this. He's thinking that it was all planned and everything I did was scripted. And I'm thinking, dude, you don't know how quick-witted I am. So,
no clue to whom you might even be referring.
Huh?
I said no clue to whom you might even be referring.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find them. Anyway, what's we have Zack and Wall on here too?
Yeah, they're here.
Yeah, we're here.
Mondays.
What's up, guys?
New Mondays. Like I said, this is only our second, maybe third week of doing Mondays. Third week of Mondays.
Something like that.
How bad does it suck to have to wake up early on a Monday when you don't work? I mean, Josh.
Yeah.
Josh works.
Wish I knew.
Yeah.
God, that must suck. Must suck to be able to go back to bed.
Yeah, right.
Shout out to everybody there in chat who also bothered to stay up or get up with us this fine night.
Right? I wonder which one.
Oh, by the way, I found this freaking guy's thing. It's called his name is Awake Souls.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Sounds vaguely familiar. It's just like a gossip. It's like the National Enquirer of Flat Earth YouTube channels. Like if you want to get lost in a bunch of stupid, mindless shit that doesn't matter to anybody but this one particular dude and maybe a couple other his friends, then that's what it is. But nobody really.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it's like I posted something and he's like lame. I'm like lame. I was like, okay, so you know who I am. Gotcha. Anyway, people are weird out there.
Yeah, people are strange.
Yeah. And you know me, like I don't look to make enemies with anybody out there. Like even look, I used to talk with Lord Stephen Christ,
Regular guy Stephen.
Well, off air, like he was like, he would reach out to me, and then, I just feel like I'd talk with him, just listen to his spiel, whatever, and then he would start dropping in with he's like, "You're a good guy, Jonathan." He goes, "You're not like the rest of them." He's like, "You don't pick on," and he said something like that, and then he says, "One day you'll realize that I'm really Christ," and I'm like, "Oh shit, Jesus Christ!" It's like, okay, Stephen.
Where he just either wouldn't drop the act or is too deep in his psychosis to realize that.
Did I tell you the time I used some techniques, I guess you could say, and track down where he was living out near Scottsdale, Phoenix, and it was a huge house that just didn't fit the profile.
No.
And he had like money and resources and stuff. And he wasn't like, the weirdness around that guy, right? How he was arrested and he didn't have to wear a jumpsuit and be transported with the other prisoners. And do you know about any of this?
No.
He's dead, right?
No.
He's not going to come after us, right?
You're saying things I have no clue about.
Right.
All right, let's
Apparently,
drop
you
this
know
subject.
more about the shit than I
I don't
do.
know it. I don't know
You're on
anything.
top of it.
I don't know a damn thing. Never happened. Well, no. He's it's just I'm looking at something that says Fusion Christ, Lord Stephen Christ, Concave Earth. It was like from 8 days ago, but it says Lord Stephen Christ's Venus, so I don't know if that's him or not, or if he passed away. Anyway, there was just let's just say that there was some crazy things that looked like a psyop, like that it had substantial backing to it.
Mm-hmm.
Substantial backers.
Nope. I think he was the birds aren't real. The original version of the birds don't exist. Birds aren't real spiel.
Australia's not real.
Yeah, and I think Australia's not real was more of a grassroots type of thing. Not for nothing.
Well, I just posted something on my Facebook, man. I didn't mean to go this long on the point, but I started just typing this morning. I think that's why I was listening to Free World FM in the background. And specifically, it's about not just the flat Earth, but the size of. Wow, they're saying we'll let you know when your thing's being processed. It wasn't even a video or anything. That's so weird. About the landmass size of Africa. Are you familiar with this?
I don't think so.
I'm not sure. I know there's some discrepancy about things, but I'm not sure what's going on.
Discrepancy would be an understatement.
It's like twice almost that shows on the Mercator map. You could fit, I forget how many.
Dude, I have it all here. I could drop some of these graphics I downloaded, like in the chat, and it will fucking blow your mind when you see the real size of Canada, Greenland, and Russia. Because it's an Asian continent, compared to the size of Africa and what fits inside Africa.
Yeah, it's like 16 Greenlands or something like that fit into Africa.
Well, no, check this out. The African continent has a land area of 30.37 million miles. Okay, enough to fit the U.S., China, India, Japan, Mexico, and many European nations combined within it. And I have the full list of all the countries that would fit in it. It's like United States, China, India, Mexico, Peru, France, Spain, Papua New Guinea, Sweden, Japan, Germany, Norway, Italy, New Zealand, United Kingdom, Nepal, Bangladesh, and Greece. And that would give you 99.9% of the landmass inside Africa. So I'm thinking to myself, well, that makes sense why they have to wrap the Earth around a globe, because if you showed how big Africa was, that would open up a lot of, a big can of worms, including a lot of historical stuff that's been hidden, a lot of the resources, a lot of things.
You could hide like a country in Africa and nobody would know about it.
Well, like Wakanda?
Something.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly like Wakanda.
That's the place to do it. It's huge.
Dude, it's not just huge. Let me just drop this one graphic. Do we have a chat? Do we have a chat?
Don't you have the biggest city in the world is in Africa? The biggest
What is it?
English-speaking city in the world is in Africa.
Wait, English? Did you say English speaking?
Yes.
Shut up.
Yeah. I think it's 45 million people, something like that, in one of their cities.
All right. Well, this
City.
it's really bizarre that this is the case. Here, look at this animated graphic here. Are we allowed to talk this topic anymore? We're not carrying this over here.
What topic?
Right, what topic?
Flat Earth.
Yeah.
I'm so confused right now. What the fuck did you ask?
It was a joke.
I'm like, are you asking if this show talks about Flat Earth?
No, because we're on freeworld.fm. And there's a globe as a main placeholder.
Yeah, well, I'll fix that.
Okay. I started designing a graphic in Photoshop for my own station, for my own rundown.
Nice.
But do you see this animated graphic?
You'll have to be more specific.
I dropped it in chat. I dropped it in Skype chat.
Sharing?
Oh.
In the Skype
I'm sorry.
chat. Okay.
I thought you'd see it pop up. My bad.
It's in the chat we're in Ironworx, or you gave it to us somewhere else?
Where else would there be? Ironworx, right?
Well, there's the YouTube chat, and then there's the freeworld.fm chat.
Oh. You want me to drop it in the YouTube chat?
I mean, that'd be good. Or the freeworld.fm chat.
Oh, so we're not using Skype chat.
It's just hard to do in your
Where's the freeworld.fm chat?
Go to freeworld.fm/chat.
Oh, well, there you go, man. I'm such a retard. I didn't say Down syndrome. I'm saying I acted like a retard. Here we go. This is so cool. I didn't know you could do this here. So I could use this during my show then.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Did it go into the chat there? Oh, here, hit enter.
There, kind earthling.
I can change my nickname, huh? Oh, I messed up.
That's crazy.
Right? So now why would they hide something like that? I know they talk about, first world nation domination and shit like that in presence. But
I mean, there is that. I'm sure there's the psychological effect, and like seeing China so much smaller than it really is, I'm sure it has an effect on at some base level. But I think that it's all just a way of how you measure it.
True. I'm putting a few more in here just so people have a point of reference.
Like we actually got somebody hit our comment section over the weekend, I guess, or Friday, just being stupid, trying to be passive aggressive, asking about flat earthers and their working model and their maps and shit like that. And I just asked him sort of the same question he asked me, and then he got all butthurt.
Where are you guys going out live over YouTube right now?
On our Ironworx Media YouTube channel. Just the same place we've been for the last 9 years.
I know, but you don't broadcast it regularly, like to new listeners.
That's true, we don't. But we don't often get new listeners. Although I do see A in chat asking about Math Powerland, if Math Powerland was for real. And I think, for better or worse, Math Powerland is exactly... You get exactly what you see, I think. And I think some people would not expect that or expected to get something else. I saw his wife has taken the kid and left.
Oh, really?
Pretty sure, yeah. Pretty damn sure.
Why the earth isn't big enough?
Well, he was out playing. He was out playing in the dirt. His wife took the kid and left.
Are you serious?
Well, I guess he bought a bunch of land, and it turned out to be pretty well worthless, except for some clay. So now he's marketing clay as this really cool thing, I guess, trying to, create the demand for the clay that he ended up buying.
It's like, is it like that, what do they call it, bentonite clay or something like that stuff for chelation?
Yeah. I don't know, something. It'll make your hair grow back. It'll makes... conception of wonder and childbirth of pleasure.
All
right, terrific.
This is crazy. When you go looking for like population, right? I'm looking at 2 different websites. It's got Cairo, 10 million. I go down to the next one, Cairo, 20 million. That's a big difference.
I mean, not really. I mean, it's either a completely empty city or it's got 10 million people in it.
I mean, that's not a big margin of error. That's only 100%.
And I watched this video where some country, maybe it was Lagos or something like that, they were saying it was like 45 million people or 35 million, something insane. And now they're not even on the list.
Let me ask you a question though, Zach. If you were gonna kidnap people for use for sexual slavery and adrenochrome collection, wouldn't you lie about the numbers?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
The census. It's kind of like Duck, Duck, Goose.
No,
It's like you go down the line in the little kids in the kindergarten, you go, Social Security number, missing children. Social Security number, missing children. You tap them on the head. Or you put a black bag over them and take them out of class.
But yeah, I mean, how do we know what the actual population of anything is? I just looked at 2 different populations for Cairo. And like you said, one was 100% like added. It went from 10 million to 20 million. So what is it? Could it really be only 1 million?
Yeah, but what if it's all right? What if it's creepier than this, right? Because you got shows like Black Mirror and all this other dystopic, crazy sci-fi shit. What if, like, even abortion clinics, right? I hate to go this way, this dark, but what if there were people that, you go in for help or anything, you're on the streets and you come up missing, right? You have no family, no resources, no friends, no nothing. And it's like, oh, well, we'll take care of you, no problem. Just like, in the movies, we're told that the guy that's the orphan who was, raised as an orphan, he gets to go to Special Forces, Delta Force. Because who's he going to tell, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, what was it? It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. The street rat, Cricket. He got shot in the hand in one episode. Frank shot him in the hand. He's like, come on, Cricket, I got to take you to the hospital. He's like, no, I'm not going to the hospital. They euthanize the homeless.
That's true. I've read that before.
I mean, it's so out there that they joke about it on sitcom television. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well,
They've disappeared locally.
Have you seen that movie, Cabin in the Woods?
Yes, sir. One of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the part with the unicorn with the scientist. There's much truth in jest. I mean, that's a scary premise that's actually the truth. But I mean, it's pretty effing accurate. It seems really accurate when you really get down to the ending.
Yeah,
There's no happy ending in that movie. Oh man, that's why I always tell people, this is what I just wrote on Facebook. You guys really don't want to know the truth. You want answers. You want truth. You can't handle the truth. Your whole world would collapse. You'd go into shock.
Well, did you guys hear about that town? I think it was in Texas. 250 people were the population, and they had 53 police officers on their police force.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
And this guy was the chief of police there, had a warrant out for his arrest for a DUI, no less, in Florida. Never did a background check on him or anything like that. Became the chief of police and then hired 50 officers for a city with 250 people. That's like having not police officers, babysitters, one for every 5 people. You have a police officer. The town shut down the police force. They just got rid of everybody. Fired the chief of police once they finally did a background check and looked into him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's great. You don't know. People don't know. I mean, do background checks, people. If you work for a city, something like that, make sure you're not hiring some nut job to be the chief of police. Yeah, 50 officers, though, in that teeny tiny rinky-dink town.
So how many listeners you guys got on this station?
No idea here.
Okay.
70 million.
You have the entire population of those that voted for Biden?
Could be 10 million, could be 20 million, we're not sure, but all of Cairo's listening. Oh, man. I had something awesome happen this weekend.
What's
Remember
up?
Those little fiber optic light things you'd get from like Spencer's in the mall?
Mm-hmm.
They had a little tiny thin fiber optic, and they change colors, and they were bendy and everything.
Right on.
Well, I had one of those back in the day when I was in high school, and whenever anybody would come into my room, they'd grab the thing and play with all those fiber optic things, and they would break. Like just little pieces of them would break off. Well, I stepped on one of those and I got it stuck in my foot back in like 96, 97. And it just came out.
Nice.
That finally, I can actually step and put pressure on my foot in that spot. It's been over 20 years since I could do that. Just in this one spot, I could never fully step down on it. My brain just, you know how you do that. If you get a pain when you step somewhere, your brain teaches you not to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I pulled it out like a week ago, like the actual fiber, and this time the plug that was stopping it from going further into my foot came out. And yeah, I can step down on my foot again. It's only been 25 years, something like that. I had no idea. I thought I'd be like that forever. I just thought it was part of my body now. But yeah, something was in my body for over 20 years.
I've still got a little bit of glass in my arm. Just a touch. I can feel it in there. Most of it's come out, but I've still got just a few tiny little pieces of auto glass. Little Nissan 300Z. That rear window.
I had chipped my elbow. I fell off my bicycle. I got thrown over the handlebars a couple years back in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So I had my bike tuned up, and they made the brakes so like you barely touched it. I went up and over. I chipped my elbow, and for the longest time, like for a good 6 months or so, you could feel it floating around in there. And I looked it up on what to do. I was almost going to like cut open my elbow with a fucking razor and just take it out. And they're like, no, it'll just reabsorb and it'll recalcify. And it did. It took time, but you can literally, for a long time, I said to my dad, I said, feel this. And he's like, what the hell is that? I said, I chipped my elbow. It was just floating around in there.
Yeah, I had a buddy who had something floating around in his elbow for a while, like years. He'd be like, here, grab it. It moves.
It was creepy, yeah.
It doesn't hurt. I was like, I don't care. I don't want to grab a part of your bone and shake it around in your elbow. Out here.
Well, I used to have something under my left ear. It wasn't there for long, like forever. And then it appeared one day, somewhere in my mid-teens, early teens. And then, that's what I thought. Well, no, listen, it's about the size of a watermelon seed, and you can like press it and you'd see it and feel it. My mom, like, she noticed because she was shaving my back of my neck. I said, can you just clean up my neck? I was going out one day, and she goes, what's this? And she presses. I said, I don't know. And it was like under the back of my ear, about 2 inches back, and you could feel it floating underneath the skin, like a subdural. So it wasn't under the muscle, and it wasn't a pimple. It would actually slide around. So didn't think anything of it because it didn't hurt. I just said, the hell with it. And then a girlfriend noticed it, and she was playing with it one day, and she's pressing on it. She goes, that's weird. She goes, let's cut it out. Let's figure out what it is. I'm like, no, let's just leave it, right? And so one day it just up and disappeared. Like it just like it miraculously appeared, it disappeared. And that wasn't like something that reabsorbed into my body. I don't know what the hell it was.
Did you have missing time?
Yes, I did, sir.
Of course.
I actually did in the military at Fort Benning. That was the only time I remember having missing time.
What was his name? Dr. Lear? Was that the guy that was pulling out?
You're thinking like, wasn't that the guy up in Harvard? The other guy who was the hypnosis?
Strebers. No, he was pulling pieces out of people that were filaments attached to weird crystals and all kind of shit. Things moving around as he was trying to grab a hold to them. And that was like 95, 93. I don't know. Lear sounds right. Let me look him up. Hang on.
I have a sister-in-law who was a medical doctor, right? And in med school, she had to mess around with cadavers and stuff to learn about the human body. And she said every once in a while, it wasn't like a super common thing, but it happened more than once where a body would come in and everything was in the wrong spots.
What?
But like the veins, the arteries, like everything was different and weird, she said. And they would kind of just set those ones to the side when they came across them.
What do you mean? Like how out of whack we talking here?
I'm not sure. This was 15 years ago when she was telling me about it, and I didn't really like get too into it, but I was talking conspiracy stuff and how
Like a foot where their nose should be?
no, nothing that drastic, you know. Just I was telling her how we were talking about how maybe not everybody here on Earth could be human. Maybe there are like aliens or something like that, or some other kind of race. And she's usually real quiet. She's like the quiet, shy type person, doesn't speak too much. But when she heard that, she was like, yeah, I've seen some really weird stuff with some of the cadavers that came in, blah, 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 blah. And then didn't say too much more about it after that. Yeah, but I'll never forget that when she said that. I was like, what do you mean? Like just the organ? She's like, no, like everything.
I mean, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. The human body in itself, considering the package delivery for compression, as far as like, you remember compressed files when we had small hard drives? So it was a big deal, you know, to use a compression software. So you got like DNA, right? An egg and a sperm, and what? Just by adding aminos to it in the process, it grows into a human being, and everything forms into the right position. All the tendons, all the muscles, all the bones, everything. And now you're saying that something's reconfigured inside. You know, it's one thing to have a birth anomaly, right? Like you reabsorbed a twin, or you have some other, you know, thing or something about your feature. But internal organs and endocrine systems and the nervous system mapped out and all that shit, like, no, that doesn't just happen. It doesn't seem rational.
She said it looked like they were like a really, really botched surgery, like a body-wide surgery. She said it seemed like
crazy.
Yeah, like somebody had been in there before her and like moved stuff around. Because I mean, we're not all exactly the same, but pretty close, you know.
Mm.
Like you were saying, there's a blueprint. And
well, I mean, think about it. What if you go in for surgery, right? Now they're going to take an MRI first or whatever they're going to before they go in there. But you go to get heart surgery, they crack open your chest and your fucking heart's down near your spleen. Like, what the fuck? What do you do then?
Fuck. Yeah. But she's the only person I've ever known that has dug into medical cadavers and stuff like that, you know? So it's not something, yeah, I'd be interested to hear.
Remember that TV show? First it was a movie, Alien Nation. And the trick with the aliens when you're fighting them is that their hearts were up under their armpits where the lymph nodes would normally be. They had two hearts. Remember that
movie? Oh, it was a great movie.
He's like, punch him under the armpit. That was a great movie. That was in the movie. It was Mandy Patinkin who played the alien.
Absolutely.
The guy who was, of course, in Princess Bride, right?
Yeah. Yep. And the great.
Who was the detective? Who was the? Oh no. Well, the original detective was Caan.
James Caan.
James Caan from Rollerball.
Yeah.
What do you think of the TV series back then?
It wasn't great.
Yeah.
I tried it. Didn't ever get into it.
That chunky milk was not happening for me. They like sour milk and decomposed animal flesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a deal breaker for an alien girlfriend. Like, listen, this is my fridge. This is your fridge. You go and you brush your fucking teeth, your breath before we, you know. I'm not taking you out to dinner because it makes me want to vomit.
I need to see that. I haven't seen that in probably 30 years.
Well, I mean, the movie was cool. I mean, one of the coolest scenes in the movie is when they had that shootout and the guy was using shotgun slugs. It was just like punching through the sheet metal of the car.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty crazy. But, you know, it's not that, I don't want to say far-fetched, but it's, I guess so, it was along the lines of even like Nazi hunting, right? You know, former Nazis. And, you know, they were the ones that were the slave masters, like in the series. They were trying to blend in, but they still had a secret society going on and a different agenda. Anyway.
Right, within their you know, their own society. They were hiding that shit as well. I don't want to spoil nothing, no. Hush.
Yeah, yeah, that was back in the early 90s, I think. Late 80s, Alien Nation.
Pretty sure it was late 80s, huh?
I was going to say 88, maybe. 89. Let's see. V8. I was right. Thank you.
You were right. Yes, sir.
Go with my movies for some reason. So what's the topic of conversation, guys? I'm sorry I came on and just started like talking, blah, 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 blah.
No, you're good, dude. We're all still grappling with Mondays.
I was shooting a movie over the weekend, made for, I guess, it'll be a Hollywood release or a Netflix release. I'm getting into video more.
That's cool. What the hell?
I'm looking to do a couple of my own shorts and then work into a feature film. I'm still friends with that guy, the guy who wrote, the man who folded himself.
Right, David
Gerald. Yeah, he's moving to Vermont. And so he had reached out to me and said, "Do you know any cool places to stay in Vermont?" I gave him the name of an inn, Airbnb, and him and his son were coming out to look for property. And I said, "We should meet up." He goes, "Yeah, definitely want to get out there." And I said, "I still want the, rights to the book." And he says, he gave me 3 scripts, actually. He gave me 2 additional scripts. He says, "We can get this done." He goes, "You can definitely have the 3rd and direct, or, be an associate director on it." So, that's my goal, right? That's like getting that movie done.
I know.
Oh, I made Angel a logo. Can I share it with you guys here in chat and
sure.
Skype?
Surely. Hang on. Get back to the call. I was trying to find out what year we were doing Alien Nation. Damn it! What am I doing here?
Oh, I never hit enter before on Skype. That's why you guys can see the graphic.
I would explain it.
I hate that little thing, that little arrow. So check out this logo, right? I did this bevel thing on the flat earth design on the hourglass. It's actually outlined in black. And when I added a bevel to it, it turned it into glass. It was the coolest mistake I've ever made on a graphic. Tell me if you like that. So it wasn't meant. It wasn't meant to look like glass in the original hourglass graphic. It was so weird that it came out like that. And then I said, let me add the doomsday clock, because I forget what he said the explanation was for the sand. He said it's only a matter of time before people figure out that the Earth is flat.
I like it. I like it a lot.
It's pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Josh is quiet.
Josh had to go smoke real quick.
Oh, sorry.
So I've been back. No, it's just so many of those mistakes. You go back and look at those early TFR shows when I was still working at a restaurant, and I would spend more time on Photoshop working on the thumbnail after the show than we did doing the show. Like, I'd spend 3 or 4 hours making a thumbnail for a 2-hour show, literally. And I was just kind of playing and learning Photoshop and learning, just trying to see what I could do with it. And there were some pretty cool, interesting thumbnails I thought we came up with.
Well, let me just show you the hourglass itself and show you why it was a mistake. I mean, look at the thickness of this hourglass and the black. And I turned it into something that looked like glass and transparent by mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool, right?
Yep.
So that's something we're going to be using, is that website that he has. We have an agenda. Actually, one of the guys that he's a professional, photographer. He's doing the video on this shoot with his video and sound guys. He's from New York City. I mentioned flat Earth. I forgot what the context was, because that would be an interesting thing. I'd love to film something like that. I was like, that's interesting, because I have some interest in some possible backers, like a premise of like going on exploratory to Antarctica, and then possibly using Bellworks the same way they've used location for that show Severance on Apple TV Plus or whatever, Apple Plus, and make it kind of like that's the headquarters where they're hiding all this shit.
Yeah, that would be a good building for it.
Mm-hmm. So, what did you call that? Brutalist? Brutalist style would be the style?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Here, this is funny. Check this out. You'll like this. This image cracks me up. A little slow here. Check out this image. It's from IKEA, right? I was thinking if they sold this, I would get it and bring it to Bellworx and see if they ever figured it out.
I love it.
Oh, you know what? Here, you'll enjoy this. So that guy Joseph Foster that I had on, who's been on Jeff Rents and everything, he wrote the presentation for Bell Labs, and there's so much information here. I think that you guys would love reading this because I was fascinated by it. All the innovation, all the inventions, the history, and like even stuff tying back to the fiber optics and what went eventually to the Murray Hill location in New Jersey, off this campus for discovering fiber optics, supposedly by way of Roswell. So it's all inside these 2 PDFs.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that where that came from? Was backward engineering.
Should I put them in the chat? Can I share that in the chat?
I'm not sure.
Why not? Right, they're files. It doesn't have to be pictures.
You probably can you probably can. I would think.
Depends on what kind of
used to be able to
file extension I guess they allow for uploading.
Let me see if it'll take PDFs. You know, I'm not going to post anything risque or crazy on the chat. I mean, I kid around with you guys on air, but there's a place for decorum. You know what? I'm looking, and it's not allowing me to... Oh, maybe it will. Hold on, I have to pick all.
I think if you have to pick all, then it's not going to let you. I think it's only going to start you off with the stuff they'll allow.
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, sorry, the owner of this chat has not permitted your rank to upload this type of file. Oh, I have no rank privileges here.
Are you logged in? Have you created an account, or did you just change your...
Is there a place to log in?
Should be. Minute chat. MINNIT.
Oh, separate from regular chat?
You're talking about the freeworld.fm?
Yeah, on that chat. I'm on chat room right now.
Yeah. There should be a way to log in that chat somewhere.
Chat.
The little 3 lines.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
Where do you see that?
At the bottom of the chat window area.
Or no, it's the little cog wheel. I think it should do it, unless you get the cog wheel after you log in.
Oh, there it is. Okay, log in. Gotcha.
There you go.
So what do I log in with?
Whatever credentials you prefer.
There was one?
As long as you do. Oh, I thought you meant the ones that I use as a broadcaster.
Oh no, because the minute chat is like a third party that's done on the site. It's not hosted through the site.
Create an account next.
But it should be pretty simple.
Next. And then register, right? Okay, terrific. Let's try it again.
So a second down in Antarctica, they just canceled half of the field, like all the scientists that have to put in their research and blah, 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 to go get their funding and then get permission to go down there and do tests and whatnot. They just canceled half. There's 131 of them or something like that. And they cut it down to 60 something of them.
60 something what?
So out of 131 projects and activities that are supposed to like take place over this Antarctic summer coming up, 67 of them have been canceled or extremely limited to where they can't go do what they were going to do, but they can go do a little bit of it. So it's like they're even shutting off Antarctica now to the scientific community. They're starting to.
Huh.
Yeah, but anybody can go there. What are you talking about?
Yeah, right. But yeah, it's the first time they've ever done this to where research is going backwards. They're limiting a bunch of stuff. I have to look into that a little bit more.
I got a great photo for you guys. I started drinking my coffee this way because it gives you more of a jolt.
Does it involve a tube?
I can't breathe. Do you see it?
I did not.
In Skype.
The U.S. is now claiming there is no ice on the moon.
Let me know when you get that picture.
I see. I would suggest a tube. Like it's more like a condenser tube, you know, that way it gives it a chance to cool a little bit before it reaches its destination.
Let it go through a coil tube.
Yeah, exactly.
Some ice water.
Uh-huh. That just seems dangerous.
That'll wake you up.
Although Walt takes his iced, so I guess that wouldn't really matter.
I like the lady on the left rolling her eyes. Oh man, what's wrong with me? See, that's the kind of stuff that gets me 30-day ban on Facebook.
I will say Monday morning is we get a little punchy, that's for sure.
Oh my God. Anyway. Well, it's good hearing your voices, man. I'm glad you're still on the air.
Oh yeah. Like I said, once we hit the first, like that was the plan. We were going to do the soft launch on September 1st. So we've been over here doing Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays since the 1st.
So what's the nature of the other place? Did other people leave?
I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
Nobody say goodbye on the way out?
Well, not me.
No, I mean from their side of the camp.
They wouldn't know. All I did was set it to rebroadcast and haven't been back since.
You know what that's like?
It's like how he
somebody's
communicates
car,
with us.
taking the car keys and like locking it and then throwing them in the fucking trunk and walking away. Hey, where'd you leave the keys? Inside, locked. You don't have a spare? Oh my God! Meanwhile, you left all the appliances on too.
Well, it gives them something.
And the water running on every faucet.
Production value. You're welcome.
Oh my God.
It adds to your library of shit you can rotate. And it saves you from having to steal all the new shit that we put out. Like you do Mark Sargent.
What does he rotate him in constantly?
Every new show he does, that Mark does, Chris will go and rip the audio and upload it to TFR, like Mark's doing a show on TFR.
Oh wait, he's not on TFR anymore?
Nope, that's all Chris is doing. That's them updating his new shows on their site. Yeah, he doesn't do.
What's that about?
Fuck if I know. Probably it was one of their biggest listenership, and didn't want to lose it, so they just fake it now, I guess.
Oh my God. I'm gonna go make me a coffee. Can I leave you guys alone? You're all right?
I think we'll be all right.
There's no are we gonna have breaks? Because I even interviewed my guests and we went through it so quickly, you know, the way time flies, and they're like, they didn't realize that 2 hours went by. But are we gonna incorporate breaks at some point?
I think it's possible that we may for now. It's your time block. You can split it up as you see fit, if you see fit at all.
Okay.
There may be a chance we introduce hard breaks, but...
Well, I didn't know if it was going to dump out to music if I pause it or anything like that, or how that works, like how I actually go into a break. Do we just mute the mics and it's actually running in the background? I'm running audio over the feed.
Well, there's the silence detector. So once you stop broadcasting for a certain amount of time and that broadcaster isn't registering any audio, then there's a program on radio.co servers that they do that'll pick up that silence and say, oh shit, no silence. And then they'll play whatever pre-programmed playlist that Billy Ray's got set up to play for the silence detector.
All right, so you know what I'll do? I'll make my own audio thing that'll go off at the halfway mark. I'll have it inject an audio and I'll mute the mics on my end. On all my guests, I'll say, we're just going to go for a quick station break for 2 minutes. You know, I'll just roll it out that way. What an intro and outro.
Well, it's the reinitiation of that silence detector that I'm not sure is running very smoothly either.
Well, no, I'm not going to allow it to go to silence. What I'm saying is I'm going to run the audio on my end.
Gotcha.
Like a faux commercial.
Yep, that'd be the ideal way to do it.
And then just mute my my listeners, tell them to mute out.
That's
something.
That's the beauty of having the mixer, though, is that if you have that on a whole separate line, I just pot down my mic and pot up mute my mic and just bring up whatever line level I want for a different audio.
You can do it in but it's only for the 2 lines, and I don't know how I'd inject the 3rd line yet. So yeah, I'll have to mess with it. I'll figure it out.
I totally forgot but does split audio like.
Yeah. But I will figure it out.
And having Angel on that second audio doesn't help?
He can't hear the guests as far as if it's a call-in. If I haven't ported or routed through, the only way I can get him to broadcast out is through the one setting. There's like 17 different audio configurations on butt. And the one that he comes in on, him and I can broadcast together, but he can't hear the guest through Google Voice. Now through Skype, he was able to hear the guest, no problem. But I don't know where the guest was coming through.
I think that's a Google thing. It's those weird audio drivers with Google, and for some reason.
Yeah, I've never seen them before. They were like WDSM or some weird shit. I don't know what it was.
What's Windows default browser? Edge.
Oh, I've you know how many times I've installed that fucking thing, and I've taken it out of my registry and everything, and it puts it back.
I would try running Firefox or Edge for your.
I use Chrome. I like Chrome.
Yeah,
it's at least because Firefox now has a memory leak for the past like 15 updates, and it was actually causing a major delay on my ping. I thought it was my router. I thought it was my wireless adapter, and you'd see this like crazy 400 millisecond delay every 5th packet when I would. So I'd use a ping command. I'd use the -T so it wouldn't time out, and you'd just see this thing consistently. Somehow, some way, I figured out on a forum. They said, "Yeah, Firefox is causing this." I'm like, "What?" And then I tested it. I installed Chrome. Sure enough, the problem went away. I opened up Firefox. It's back again. So don't use Firefox. It's causing all kinds of problems with memory delays.
Like it used to be, I could play a YouTube video. I could just pop open Chrome and pull up YouTube and play YouTube, and you'd be able to be heard through my audio. Like I could hear it in my headphones, and maybe even the people on the call could hear it, but it wouldn't go out. Or for whatever reason, their drivers have been wonky. If you want to use your other call-in line, your Google Voice number, just try opening it in a different browser. Or
you know what I think would work? I mean, aside from you mean as far as me running a commercial like for audio?
Or
I was thinking I could use Winamp. Even Winamp used to have a line out feature that integrated with anything in Windows.
Actually, I was thinking more for Angel.
Oh, I see.
So if you use a browser that utilizes different audio drivers,
that's a good point. Oh, I see what you're saying for the Google calls. Oh, okay, yep. I see what you're saying.
Yep.
That's a good. That'll be a good test. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe for that only I'll use Microsoft Edge, or I could use Internet Explorer 11.
That might work too.
Ironically. Anyway, all right, I'll be right back, guys.
All right.
Make some breakfast.
Welcome to IRM Tech.
Yeah.
Hi there.
You guys heard about this new engine that's coming out? Car engine. This is from Hot Cars. Landish 83-pound one-stroke engine that can power cars and planes. They're claiming that this 85 or 83-pound, and they call it a one-stroke, which is not really an engine. There's 2 strokes and 4 strokes. And the difference between the engines is a 2-stroke has fuel, oil mixed in with the fuel. They do them like both at the same time. You have to mix in your oil with the fuel, like
chainsaws.
A lot of chainsaws, some motorbikes, stuff like that. You have to put a little bit of oil in with the fuel. Those are 2-strokes. Well, this is kind of, they call it a 1-stroke, but it's kind of like a 2-stroke cut in half, the way they do this. But it's, okay, so the E-Rex, it's called the E-Rex. It's actually a 2-stroke engine, but it's named 1-stroke by the external institution to distance it from the drawbacks of traditional 2-stroke engines. 70% lighter, 55% smaller, and it puts out 120 horsepower, allegedly. I'd have to see this thing to believe it. Wow, this would be a game changer right here. This would be huge. That's a really small engine putting out some 83 pounds. I mean, you could pick up your engine out of your vehicle.
But you'd still want like 4 of them. How are you going to do with 100 horsepower?
120 horsepower, that's not bad. I mean,
for a smart car.
Well, there's...
It'll keep you within your 15-minute city.
What's up, Dave?
What's up, David?
It'll be perfect for your 15-minute city traveling.
No, this is different, though. It's got no crankshaft, no camshaft, no valves, no cylinder heads. It's like a totally new designed engine. This is wild looking. This is kind of exciting if this will work. I don't know if it's going to be more fuel efficient or not, but we've needed a new type of engine. I thought the rotary engine would be it, but they kind of gets 180 pounds of per foot torque. Yeah, they said noteworthy application, the Mazda MX-5 Miata. Huh. Okay, I'm done geeking out on car stuff.
All right, you want to hear my movie idea?
Hell yeah.
I've got a great movie idea. So check this out. Modern day real life world. Just people going about doing their business, working in New York City, whatever the storyline is. I don't know, whatever. You got different people and relationships, whatever. And then all of a sudden, the sun slows down, just slows down a little bit. And the day is off by 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it is. And the news stories start picking up on it, and the scientists are meeting on news shows, and they're trying to explain it. And then it literally comes to a point where the sun stops at 2:00 in the afternoon, whatever time, whatever it is. And it's just all the scientists in the world freaking out, trying to explain what's going on. You got NDT throwing some bullshit out there. You got all of the stuff, and the world starts going into chaos. And then people figure out that the heliocentric model is a lie, and it's the sun that's moving. And people wake up to reality. That's all I got.
I like it. Are you going to have it like mass chaos?
I'm sure there'd have to be portions of that, if where just as Mark Sargent always says, all the universities and all the religious things would have to shut down. All of that stuff happens. And then people wake up, I don't know, group of flat earthers come out and they're like, this is what's going on. This is what's it, and then the Christians will come out and go, God said the sun will stop in the sky, and then people will wake up to the falseness of the heliocentric model. And then you have, the taking down of the governments and the deceivers and NASA. I mean, it could go all over the place.
Do you think it's going to need something like that for everyone to wake up?
Well, that would do it, don't you think?
Yeah,
that would be. That would. I don't think so. I think that people are waking up faster and faster. It's
it every
that class I was presenting at, that high school class. You guys saw that video, right?
Mm-hmm.
So those kids wrote me letters afterwards, and most of them totally don't believe it. They're like, no, because and they listed all of these things that they reasons they didn't. Well, there's photographs of Earth, and and in the 45 minutes I had, I didn't hit every topic, every question. But a couple of them have reached out to me, and they're like, "Dude, I've been watching this and watch that." So a bunch of them are waking up. But the class was actually a class to show non-conforming beliefs, and then the class analyzes, why do these people have these beliefs. So the teacher may have done it just like, we're just going to show this, we don't believe it, but that's how we all got into flat Earth. We all looked into it because we didn't believe it, but something made us look, and then we woke up. And so that is happening with them. I actually got invited to another class coming up in a couple of weeks, 2 more classes. So this time I said for the teacher to ask the kids to come up with their top 10 list of reasons they think the Earth is a globe, and then I'm going to address it that way.
That'd be good. You should do like Flat Earthers React. You give other Flat Earthers, give Jaron one of these reasons why, one of the responses, one of the letters back as to why they still don't think it, and just let other Flat Earthers sort of react and calmly and politely and respectfully talk to these teenagers and say, look, I understand this. We get this line of thought, and just give them a chance to hear their name on YouTube and in the context of Flat Earth, and having their stuff actually literally addressed verbatim directly.
Yeah, that is a concept. It was a little like some of the letters, like some of these kids are just like, wow. They're like, he thinks that there's a secret group of people that are controlling the world. I'm like, they think that is like the craziest thing they've ever heard. I'm like, oh my Lord. So the next time I'm going at it where they're telling me their best proofs of the globe, and I'm going to deconstruct them.
That's probably
we know what they're going to be. Aristophanes, sunsets, time zones, seasons. It's going to be the same thing.
Yeah. So when are you going to get the guy from Onyx on? When are you going to do an interview with him?
Who?
The rapper from the group from the 90s? I think Jaron played it on the show.
Oh, his song? Jaron's trying to get him on.
And nobody remembers that band, dude. They were huge back in the day. They had
I don't remember them.
So they were like top of the charts with that song.
What group are you talking about?
Onyx. Onyx is heavyweight and still undisputed. They had the song called Slam. Slam.
Oh, that was them? Okay.
The boys. Slam. Yeah, it was huge back in the day, but I was like just getting out of my rap phase, so maybe that's why I know it. But yeah, I couldn't believe that he came out and made that song. It's a pretty good song too.
Is he a flat earther?
Yeah, it's all about.
It's cool.
So, David, are you worried about this?
Worried about what?
BRICS? Is it piquing your interest at all? The dollar collapsing, oil being traded in rubles now, and for rubles.
They've been saying that for years and years, but eventually it'll finally be true. So, when is that going to happen?
They just did it. India's paying oil in their own currency to the United Arab Emirates.
Yeah,
they're dropping the dollar.
The dollar is going away, and it's probably part of the plan, because when the dollar goes away, they'll come out with the CBDC, and everyone will be like, I'd rather have the CBDC than nothing, and they'll all take it, and it's all part of the plan. Don't think that this switching from the dollar to these other things and these other countries is an attack against the United States. It's because it's all planned. It's all to get rid of the dollar. So it has to look like everyone is bailing from the dollar, and then. So let's say you wake up Monday morning and the banks are closed, and they say, well, you don't have access to any of your money and the dollar's now worthless, but we're willing to give you, the CBDC if you agree to whatever, and they're going to try to do that. And when they do, 99% of the freaking people will jump on it because they're like, well, it's better than nothing.
You mean when they say if you agree to take this mark on your hand or your forehead, and then a lot of people
Well,
just
if you want to
board?
buy or sell anything, Jonathan.
Yeah,
only if you want to buy or sell anything, you have to have this mark. Wait, and Whole Foods?
Wait. It's only for buying and selling, so I can still rent prostitutes and not take the mark of the beast?
No, you have to share that.
Oh, shit.
The Whole Foods now, you can pay with your palm.
I've seen that. That's messed up.
Yeah. And it's so people are going to be just like, dude, wallets and credit cards are so obsolete. Like the other day, I went out. I was actually picking up some ice cream, and I forgot my wallet, but I had my phone. Waved my phone, voila, and I was able to get the ice cream. Okay, it was very convenient, but that's how they get you.
Yeah, they use our lazy against us.
Right, as Darren always says, you want to make something go viral and make a ton of money, invent something that makes people lazier. When is it going to happen? I don't know. Is it going to happen this year? Could happen today. That banks haven't opened yet. I don't know. Could it happen next year? I think it's going to happen by 2025.
You think it's going to be like Russia, or to be overnight dollar collapses?
Oh, no. It won't be as nice as Russia. Russia is going to be the vacation destination. I think it'll happen. I don't know. Actually, the actual transition, I think it's going to have to be immediate or rapid. Or if they rolled it out, they said, listen, cash is going away because of this reason and that reason. The dollar is collapsed, but we have this new central bank digital currency. And if you convert your money today, you get $1.50 for every dollar that you have. But if you wait until next week, it's $1.40. If you wait till the following week, it's $1.30.
But it's still going to be backed by anything, right? It's still going to be just a fiat currency.
It's backed by the government.
Yeah. So by nothing.
And NASA is backed by NASA. The problem is people need to transact. People need to
exchange energy.
They're like I'm speaking in Acapulco in February, and everyone I'm dealing with down there, they don't even have bank accounts. They all only use crypto down there, and so they've been able to break away, from fiat. They on ramp and off ramp one way or another. But when this happens with the CBDC, it'll be interesting how all of that works.
I just read an article where they're talking about this American financial guru. Wouldn't say his name though, of course. Was saying how keeping your dollar backed by gold, like they're doing in the BRICS, is archaic and a ridiculous concept. It's like, no, that's how you stop morons in the government from just up the press every time their nephew runs out of money and they need to get bailed out again. No, we need.
Here's the thing. Yeah, here's the thing. The whoever's running the money, Federal Reserve, government, whatever. If they need $1 billion or even $1 trillion more dollars, they can just type it in the system, and there's no way to account for it. There's no accounting.
Yeah.
Right. And even if you were backing it on gold, who's doing the accounting? Who's checking the number of dollars and the amount of gold? Who's checking that every day? I don't think that's even physically possible. When you have something like, I'm not endorsing Bitcoin, but I'm saying if you have something like a Bitcoin that has an open ledger and has a set number, you can't fake it. You can't add more dollars in. You can't do anything like that. So, that there is a benefit to that, but we'll see. We'll see, if people just friggin' wake up and stop participating. If we're at I think they're speeding up their plans because we have forced them to speed up their plans because they realize if they wait until 2030, no one's going to participate.
Yeah, we're going to be just laughing at them like, what are
you saw the news report that they're speeding up Agenda 2030. Who, like, I forget exactly who witnessed that. Like, was it Klaus Schwab or something? They witnessed a signing of a declaration to speed up Agenda 2030. And I think it's because they've used AI or just looked at the amount of people waking up going, by 2030, there will be a revolution.
Yeah, we're not going to have the 100 monkeys by 2030.
No. We are going to have the 100 monkeys by 2030. That's
from their point of view. They're not going to have the 100 monkeys in 2030. We will.
Yeah. We're going to have it. We're going to have it very soon.
Next week, Tuesday.
Here's the thing, and I always say this thing: we're one tweet away from waking up the world. Just one tweet. I mean, Elon Musk tweeted, "You got to watch What Is a Woman," right? And then in 24 hours, I think 170 million people watched it.
Yeah.
Okay. We're one tweet, one celebrity, one newscast, one viral comment, away from people waking up. And that's why I've dedicated my entire focus on waking people up to Planet Earth, because you can wake them up to anything. Wake them up to 9/11, but then they kind of just like fall back to sleep.
So wait. So if Elon Musk says that the Earth is flat, what kind of impact would that have? If he says, we've tried doing the space program and we've tried going along with the program, and the honest fact is this.
Yeah. Well, first, Elon Musk is just a puppet. So, but let's say the scenario he does, or someone hacks his account, whatever, and says, "Hey, the Earth is flat. Check out, Janice and Globebusters, the Flat Earth Clock app, whatever." He says something and he points people to just sends everybody to ODD's 21 questions video. That would do it. That's it. Crazy, right? Think about it.
Well, I was thinking, if we can't get Elon Musk, what's his name? Delaney is, he's looking for new work, or she's looking for new work. The one who did the Bud Light campaign. There's enough people that hates that person.
So NASA promos, you're saying Dylan should do some NASA promos.
Dylan, right? Delaney?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The new NASA spokes.
We'll get them a nice pink astronaut suit.
Yeah, we'll take him down from
on the moon.
We'll backdoor him, so to speak.
We'll dance him on the moon, and he'll be looking at the Earth, and the Earth is flat from space.
And I think as we get closer to this critical mass, which we are, that the anti-flat earthers, whose names shall not be mentioned, I think they're going to get more and more, literally, and I'm going to use these words, satanically possessed in their hatred of this topic, and they're going to come at us stronger and stronger, and more of them, which we just have to ignore. We just have to literally completely and totally ignore their existence. I got this one guy that just emails me these pages and pages and pages. I literally read the first sentence and just delete the whole email. And sometimes I reply, I'm like, "Sorry to read your email. Earth is flat." and then then another email comes and I just delete it without opening it. And I forget he exists until I hear another email, or until this conversation.
David, I mentioned a guy earlier in the show from Awake Souls.
Oh my God, you can't say that name out loud. It makes the internet dumber. Don't ever say that name. It actually, when you say that name or even think of that name, you lose brain cells.
Yeah. 2 IQ
No, because
points.
he attacked me. He attacked me on my YouTube because I started posting stuff on my Perceptions channel again. And the one thing he didn't like, he's like, lame. And then I went to look at his page saying, I don't know who this guy is. And there it was, like something I had put up in the past about Mark and Patricia, and he's literally breaking it down with his co-host. And I'm thinking to myself, man, these guys are giving me way too much credit. Like they're injecting these fantasies in their fucking mind.
So years ago, he made a video, and it was very interesting. I'm like, this guy speaks well, good, decent looking guy, and I think I had him on a show, or Jared and I had him on a show, and then we just at the end of the show, we're like, we couldn't talk anymore because we were like the star leading characters in Idiocracy because our brains had melted from this conversation. And then it just gets worse and worse with those guys. They're like literally the two dumbest guys on the internet.
Dude, you just nailed it because I mentioned that to Angel. I made references. It was me and Mark talking. It was one of my videos that I made where it was him and I off air. And I made a reference to Noir, to the Noir, thing on Prairie Home Companion. And this guy goes, and the main host, he's like, what is he talking about now? Black guys? Like, oh my God, this guy's crazy. Everything I said, he took out of context. He didn't know the reference. He didn't know what Mark and I were speaking about. And I'm thinking, how are these guys this stupid?
Who the hell's Garrison Keillor?
Yeah.
Dude, they are the definition of Dunning and Kruger. Okay, but actually, Dunning and Kruger is an insult to Dunning and Kruger to call them Dunning and Kruger. They're so dumb. Okay, so careful on even mentioning or thinking their name.
I will never mention them again. Thank you for now. I have a reference.
Yeah,
we never got together, by the way. We got to get together, man. I'm still here in New Jersey.
Man.
In Bellworks.
Yeah, Cami found a amazing video yesterday about how nobody realizes how many stupid people there are. Even smart people. Smart people cannot grasp the concept of how many dumb people there are out there.
I think that flat earthers are close to realizing it. And everyone thinks that we're the dumb people. Like the dumb people think that we're the dumb people. Okay. But we're actually seeing how dumb the world is. I actually think if we all realized how dumb the world was, we'd probably all just curl up in a ball and hide.
Yeah. One of the groups was the smart dumb people, the ones that have an education. He starts it off by saying, it doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter if you're in some third world country, in some alley, or if you're in an Ivy League, graduation party, you're going to find the same amount of stupid people no matter where you are, and more stupid people than smart people. He's like, it's matter of fact. There's more dumb people out there than smart people, and you're going to find them everywhere. They're educated, they're doctors, lawyers. They're still stupid.
So the indoctrination is strong. This class that I'm going to be going into, these two classes, they're having me on because I'm an extremist. Okay, which is fine as long as we'll have the conversation. And I'm going to literally plant all of these seeds, and every flat earther has the same story. Flat Earth is stupid. You're stupid for even suggesting it. Let me see what you got. Holy crap, the Earth is flat. That's how it happens to everybody. And it's going to be very, very interesting. This class, because this way they're giving me the topics rather than me, like, what do I do? I've got like 32 minutes to tell them, and if I don't address their photos of Earth, if I don't address this, so I think this way it's going to be a really good one. So I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting times we live in for sure.
I think we need another type of schooling system just called common sense. And like Logan Cook was saying, Chad, have you ever seen that guy that goes around cities and beaches and stuff and just asks really simple, basic questions that are fit?
Yes. My favorite. My favorite.
How
favorite
long
to watch.
he has to stand out there to find that many dumb people?
None. He doesn't even edit, is my guess. No, maybe a little bit.
Not for nothing. I could do that here on the Jersey Shore as a test. I was thinking about going out there and doing exactly that to see how real it is. what the statistical probability is, because we had tons of people from New York and all over that come down here.
Yeah, but he goes to like a college campus and stuff where they're the dumbest.
Yeah, they
Literally
don't know.
the dumbest.
Ours are on the American flag. They don't know what countries border the United States. And these are college students.
Well, I got to say one thing, though. People here in the Northeast, like especially near New York City, are a lot hipper and smarter than people in other parts of the country, let's say, especially down in Florida. I'm not going to lie. It's a different mentality. Even the game shows, anything like that is, game shows that are dumbed down for America are usually out of Burbank, California. The smarter shows are out of Chicago, New York, and stuff like that. And it's just a different mindset, more international influence.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
John, I'll agree with you on some things like that, but on 9/11, a bunch of years ago, a while ago, when I was doing Rabbit Hole, we went out and stood on the street with clipboards, and we're taking surveys on how many buildings fell on 9/11, and 9 out of 10 never heard of Building 7, and the 1 out of 10 that did weren't sure that it fell. They just heard the name Building 7.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, in New York City. Okay, so whether they're their geography is smart or something, their indoctrination into the nonsense is strong.
I'll tell you this, David. I remember where I was too. I was at Verizon. We were in a Knox Center watching this thing happen in real time as we're looking around the states and we're watching all the phone services go down. Within 1 minute of those buildings going down, a guy who sat 3 rows ahead of me, who was a really big into conspiracy, turns around and he mouths the words to me, FEMA. And I shrugged my shoulders like, I don't know yet. I'm waiting to see, what happens next. And then when the Pentagon got hit, I'm thinking, oh my God, this thing's like a planned, it's going to cascade. I was thinking this, Chicago Sears Tower was next, maybe the Golden Gate Bridge, when was it going to end kind of thing. So yeah, World Trade Center number 7, I think it was like possibly later that night that I found out about it. I don't know if it was Jeff Rentz or who was reporting it, but like yourself, it was such an anomaly and so out of the, we've all seen controlled demolition buildings and to watch this thing, it's like, what? But what town were you in when you were doing that clipboard experiment?
I was in Manhattan on the Upper East Side on 79th Street.
Wow.
Upper West Side. Sorry, West Side.
Upper West Side. I was going to say, yeah.
79th Street. Yeah. I mean, right in the center of friggin' the city. Insane. It's insane. And I bet if I did it today, it wouldn't be much different. Maybe a little bit. Maybe
we're not. I think a lot more people are hip to documentaries like Loose Change and all that other stuff. I mean, I'm getting. You know what?
I'm tempted. I should do it again.
It depends what demographic of what area you go to. If you go down to where there's a park where just chill people are, you might get a better hit rate than you would, let's say, if you hit Wall Street, mainstream conservative, or even tourists. I'll bet you the demographic of the city would make a difference. I would try 5 locations.
I'll do it again, except I have a rule.
Listen, if you're going to do it, let me know, because I'll film you and I'll go out there and do it with you. You let me know and I'll be there.
Oh, it sounds like a great idea, but I have a rule that I try to abide by, which is never going to New York City.
It's like cost prohibitive now. Jesus, I can't even go in on a given day.
Yeah. I mean, it's not, no. I think the train in is a piece of cake. It's just so gross.
I think it's like $30.
What's that?
I've seen some horrible videos coming out of like Philadelphia, but I've heard New York is going down that same road with just the drugs and stuff like that. Some new drug out. It's a horse tranquilizer or something like that. That's not like the paramedics can't deal with it because there is no, like if they're overdosing on heroin or they're overdosing on what's that other one?
They can't give them like Narcan. There's nothing equivalent to take them out of it.
Something to stop the overdose because it was never made for human beings to consume. But it's messing these people. They're all walking around like zombies. Kensington, Philadelphia.
These are the ones that people like kind of freeze and they're like standing up, bent over.
Yeah, and they just stand there and like zombie and don't move. But this Kensington, it's like the whole city. You'll see a young man with a couple children pushing a stroller, like eyes on a swivel, looking in every direction nonstop. walking his children to school and stuff. And then there's people with needles hanging out of their arms, hunched over. It's
You know, it sucks. My son goes to Drexel in Pennsylvania, in Philadelphia, and I tell him, like, you don't go out on the streets. He goes, no, we just stay on campus.
Jeez, that's horrible, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, all these.
Hey, David, let me ask you this. Instead of New York City, would you consider like Montclair? Because there's a university up there and stuff.
No, we'd have to do it in New York City. You
New York
got to do
City?
it where it happened.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
You got to do it where it happened. We can do that. Yeah, we don't have to go into the city for. You guys may have seen it if you have the app, but the movie, changing topics for a second, The Origins Untold is available for purchase for $5.99. The movie that Mark Sargent, myself, the Flat Earth Brothers, Shelley Lewis, Jay Tolan, the movie we're in that we had the premiere. Zach, you were there. You were at the premiere.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, it's available now. You can they're trying to get it into film fest. They got it in one film festival, but they're trying to get a distribution. But the distributors want to see that there's a fan base that's willing to throw a couple dollars at it. So for the next month or so, it's available for rental for $5.99. So if you guys are, having family night, whatever, date night, whatever, you want to. Yeah. You watch it with a group of people. $5.99. Come on, it's free. It's essentially free. You're like, I'm not spending $5.99 on a video, but then they're like, all right, who wants a drink? Who wants to spend money on all this other crap? Or you go somewhere and you spend $10 in gas.
If I'm gonna have somebody go talk to a Glober, I choose you to go do that. I want you to introduce people to Flat Earth. That'd be my choice.
Do it, Walter.
For their first viewing. Now, this movie, that's my first choice. Out of all the Flat Earth movies made and everything, a lot of them are really good. But this one, it comes at it from a point of view, a guy just asking questions. He's not a Flat Earther. He heard about it, and now he's going to talk to Flat Earthers about it. And I just think the way they went about it was awesome.
Yeah,
the whole idea,
I like
just ask questions. And then it's really well done. The movie production.
Yeah, I was very surprised on how good it came out. I don't know. I'm not saying I like it because I'm in it. I was actually very nervous because after Behind the Curve. But I'm not going to live my life saying I'm not going to trust anybody. I kind of trust everybody until they burn me. And when I talked to and met the filmmakers, I'm like, okay. You got to trust your instincts at some point, and I went with it. I actually never signed the release. They kept asking me to sign a release. I kept putting it off, and they forgot about it. This way, if it came out as a hit piece, I was going to sue the crap out of them. But it's actually a very good. And you know what? It's not for everybody. Some other people might like the Level series better. Some other people might like one of Josh's, the Flat Earth Brothers videos. There's some, but this one I think is going to reach a wide audience of people that think Flat Earth is stupid.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's more for the non-conspiracy theorist type of mind.
Right. It's
I thought it was well done.
So is there an easy place to point people?
Yeah. So I was going to tell you, if you have the app, there's a big pop-up on it. But right now, in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to add it to the first button on the shopping cart page on the app. So if you hit the shopping cart, the first button is going to be the movie, but it's not there right now. It'll be there when I stop talking for 4 minutes.
DITRH. I choose you.
Oh.
So what's your okay, I'm seeing in chat people are saying they name their vehicles and they run longer. I can attest to that. My truck's name, now I'm seeing trucks get boys' name, cars or girls. I'm gonna have to disagree. My truck's name is Baby Girl.
It's a transgender truck?
No, she's just a baby girl.
Is it a trans truck?
No, never. She has a transmission.
It's like it's a manual
transmission. Think about that. The etymology, Zach. It's a trans agenda transmission.
It all
has a trans agenda, just like the government has a transmission.
Mine's Ginger. Just because it's red. Shout out John
My
Savage.
name right now is Broken. Yeah, I named my truck. She's got 300,000 miles. I put 230 of them on myself. She's a good baby girl. I may be weird, but I always think my truck. Whenever I'm going down the road and she's running nice and everything, it's like part of my ritual. I rub the steering wheel back and forth and say, thank you so much. You're such a good truck. Call me crazy, but she gets me where I need to go.
You boop her on the nose when you're washing her?
No. I won't tell you where I do the tailpipe, but no, I'm
What, you lube up? You'll lube? Oh, never mind.
We only got
All right, I just added it to the shopping cart page, so it should be there. So if you go on your app, and you click the shopping cart button, it's the one that looks like a shopping cart. It'll show up in the top left after 10 seconds, hopefully. Oh, nope. You got to give me another minute. It'll be there in a minute.
One more minute, folks.
One more minute. I screwed it up. I forgot.
Yesterday. Dave, what holiday was yesterday?
Rosh Hashanah?
I
don't even know.
Different Jewish sects call it different things. Jack was calling it Yom Teruah. It's the day.
Yeah. What is that?
You go out and make a lot of noise. If you want to scream, you scream on this day.
I've never heard of this.
Yeah. We went and shot all kinds of guns over at Just Jack's yesterday. It was a lot of fun. Blew up a globe, some tannerite. It was fun. There should be videos popping out here soon. But yeah, we had a couple ARs out there, 9mm, 357 Magnum, couple shotguns, 22.
And that's going to be the difference between the U.S. and Russia, because it's really hard to manipulate a wheelbarrow full of U.S. dollars and an AR.
Can I tell you something that happened to us the other day? Weirdest thing ever. This is crazy. So I have this LG refrigerator. We had it for 5 years. And I noticed the light is out the other day. I'm like, damn it. And light, it's not just like change a light bulb now. It's a LED thing. So I go on YouTube, figure out how to pop the thing out and strip off this LED strip. I pull out the strip. I'm like, wait a minute. How does an LED strip go off, right? Then I noticed the freezer light's off also. I'm like, well, maybe it's like Christmas lights. They run in series. And I'm starting to doubt my removal of this thing more and more. And then I'm noticing, wait a minute, there is on the door, there's a error code. And the refrigerator, the whole thing's off, but the error code's on. And we look it up, and it says that it's in Sabbath mode. Sabbath mode. Because of the Sabbath, it turns itself off.
Get out of here.
I swear to friggin' God. Look it up. LG refrigerator Sabbath mode. And it's like, and I already ordered the $50 friggin' light strip. I had to go cancel that and everything. And like it's like the refrigerator has this whole Wi-Fi setup that we never set up.
Did it know your last
the hell? What's that?
Did it know your last name? Oh, this is Weiss. So
Dude, you weren't kidding, man. I'm looking it up. There's an actual mode you could turn on and off.
Yeah. But for some reason it turned on this year.
Dude, that's weird.
And literally, I was like ready to call. Like it was Friday. I was ready to call like a repairman. Like I can't have the refrigerator off for all weekend and everything.
So wait. Are they considering that the opening of the door mechanism is the equivalent of turning on a light switch? Is that why they have it incorporated that way?
Yeah.
It's that strict?
It's so stupid.
Using electricity to keep the food cold. So,
well, that's different. That's just if you leave it alone, it's just doing a function. You're not interacting with it.
But it's still working for you.
No, it's not the same thing. They're
Yeah.
saying about physically turning on a light switch, which is I know is something you can't do.
Well, yeah, they're not allowed to do. Like
you shouldn't have to worry about your food spoiling or your stuff melting in the freezer.
Isn't that crazy? And listen, I'm the people that give me crap about being Jewish. They know more about the Jewish religion than I do. I really don't know anything about it. I'm uninterested in it. It's crazy.
I never took you as being Orthodox, David, because you're unorthodox about your views of the world.
Yes, that's me. I'm Dave, the Orthodox Jew. That's me. You nailed it.
No, I said you're unorthodox in your view.
Yeah,
of the world.
I know.
The Jewish fridge. Never heard of such a thing.
Maybe we should make you a flat yarmulke.
Wow, just keep it up. Keep going. Yeah, what else you got?
Could be a yarmulke, the AE yarmulke. It's got the platter.
Well, no, it would be almost like it would be like the college cap that they wear at the ceremony. You just have the 4 points of the earth, the 4 corners of the earth, and the flat earth on top of it. Anyway,
keep going.
Oh,
right. I don't know, man. It's I the amount of trolls out there coming after me and stuff. Thank God I've gotten really good at just completely ignoring them.
Yeah, that's make up rituals. Go to the bathroom and erase troll comments. Don't even read them. Just usually you can tell what's in the line. Or
what video is this that you're running?
I'm about to show a promo that was made for us. Austin from the Metal Dome channel, Flatman X, our buddy Andrew. They're all going to help us out here with a little trivia for charity. I'm going to play the promo. Give me a second, though. I think I'm going to have to figure out a way to get this gray square out of my way.
And start placing bets, guys. Place your bets. Josh versus Walt. Let's go.
What's up, Austin?
I don't think the gray square is there.
What's up, Austin?
What's up, guys?
Yeah, and right now I'm actually fine-tuning the trivia questions, so I'm almost done.
p.m. Eastern, Friday. It's going to be good.
Where can they see that happening, Austin?
Over on the Melodome channel. And on your guys' channel, if we want to multi-stream, we can do that.
Yeah, we're going to multi-stream it.
Oh, yeah. So it'll be here, Melodome. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, after the stream is over,
right? Yeah, I send them over to you, Andrew?
More of a conversation, too.
What the hell did I just watch? I felt like I had a bad plant, what is it, plant medicine episode when I was in Florida without any of the euphoric psychedelic effects. that part with Walt with the globe face, that was just like a bad flashback.
Right. You should have been on this end.
You have mirrors in your house, Walt?
They're all covered. You know how it is. Why do you think I'm always up at night?
Yeah, but 6 p.m. Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern. So guys, check out the time zones where you're at. Make sure you're live there for the live chat, whether you're here at Iron Realm or at Melodome. We'll get all the answers. The audience will be involved. There'll be questions specifically for the audience that are Iron Realm related. And there's going to be like some giveaway. We got all kinds of things for Friday night. It's going to be a good time. And for a good cause. We can keep the Iron Realm media going. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, friend. Thank you too.
I was just busting on you, man. That was really good. That was cool.
Yeah, no, it was really. I like that song too. I want to copy that song. Well, damn, we've almost done this thing. I didn't even realize it was that late.
Yeah, it's close. Just 3-4 more minutes. Yeah.
I got to go finish filming a movie, so it was good being with you guys today. And David, I'll definitely call you this week, man.
Thank you so much. Okay.
So, if you guys do want to go ahead, Dave.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say I listened to who's the Reese report. So Greg Reese, I like him a lot, and he just got interviewed on the Sam Tripoli's Tinfoil Hat podcast. It was really good. You guys should go check that out. I just finished it yesterday.
Greg Reese is on Tinfoil Hat?
Yeah, it's good.
All right, awesome. All right, guys, I got a bell. I'll see you guys later.
Thanks, Dave.
All right, thank you so much, David.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nemo, hopefully. Nemo's saying no music break today, so hopefully this one will stay up.
Well, we had that music break at the beginning. We'll see how Watsky feels about us using his Kick Monday in the nutsack.
Oh, that's true. We started. I forgot. Well, hey. Well, definitely thank y'all for helping out, because I know I was struggling this morning.
Yeah, me too. That's why it was kind of nice to be able to have some people jump in. I'm sorry. Andrew, you still here?
Yes, sir, I am.
You've been quiet this morning.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Okay, cool.
I just meant in general, overall.
Hey, guys, I'm going to go. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, thanks, Jonathan.
Thank you for hopping in, my friend.
Yes.
Have a good one.
You guys check Jonathan out right here Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Thank you, bro.
Hey, baby. Hey, now all the cats are here, so they must know it's getting time to leave so I can go feed them.
So no one's placing bets. I haven't had, I'm serious. Are we going to play some bets?
That's good action.
I'm the bookie here. Let's go.
Right.
Well, I've had to come to a realization that somewhere in my universal karmic account, it is my destiny to walk upon this plane holding up those that win at things. You can't win if there's nobody if you don't play against somebody. So somebody's got to lose, right? And I've come to the realization that that is my lot in life. When it comes to things like this, I'm just going to be that other guy, and I'm all right with that. Sometimes there's a rare fluke, but for the most part,
The thing you have to remember, Josh, is when a file system, a cabinet, or a folder, or a computer hard drive, when a system gets so overloaded with inane bullshit, you can't find any of it. So while there may be a ton of trivial bullshit lurking right up here, the access is very slow and limited and rusty. So yeah, I wouldn't sweat it too much.
Like it used to be
you have to actually find those answers. It's okay to have the information, but if you can't find it, that's a whole different thing.
That does make it hard. Anyway, that's it, everybody. Thank you very much. It's been a lovely Monday morning. We will see you back here on Wednesday for more of the Ironworx right here on freeworld.fm. Sorry to interrupt you all, but I think that's it. We will see you guys then. Till then, be good, be well, do good, do well. We love you. Bye-bye.
Love y'all.